Your home is quietly working against you every single day, and most people never notice until something breaks and the repair bill lands in the thousands. The good news is that keeping a house in great shape does not require a contractor on speed dial or a weekend torn apart by tools. It just requires a little bit of attention every single month, spread out in small, manageable tasks that add up to a home that lasts decades longer than one that gets ignored. Think of your house the way you think of your body. Skip checkups for years and small issues quietly turn into expensive emergencies. Stay consistent with small habits and everything runs smoother, costs less, and breaks down far less often. That is really what monthly home maintenance is all about. And today we are going to walk through exactly how to build that habit, room by room, system by system, so your home stays healthy for years to come. Let's start with the single most overlooked piece of home maintenance, and that is your furnace filter. It sounds almost too simple to matter, but a dirty, clogged filter is one of the biggest silent killers of both your energy bill and your indoor air quality. When a filter gets packed with dust, pet hair, and debris, your furnace has to work much harder to push air through it. That means higher energy bills, more wear on the motor, and a shorter lifespan for a system that can cost thousands of dollars to replace. On top of that, a dirty filter recirculates dust, allergens, and particles right back into the air you breathe every day. Checking your filter once a month and swapping it out every 1 to 3 months, depending on the type and whether you have pets, is one of the cheapest and most effective things you can do for both comfort and air quality. Mark it on your calendar, set a phone reminder, whatever it takes, because this is the kind of task that takes 5 minutes but saves you real money over time. While we are on the topic of heating and cooling, let's talk about something that catches a lot of homeowners off guard. Why your house feels cold even with the heat cranked up. If you have ever noticed cold drafts near windows and doors, uneven temperatures from room to room, or a heating bill that keeps climbing without actually making the house feel warmer, the problem is usually not your furnace at all. It is usually air leakage and insulation, small gaps around windows, doors, electrical outlets, and even attic hatches let warm air escape and cold air seep in, forcing your system to run constantly just to keep up. A simple monthly habit of running your hand around window and door frames to feel for drafts can help you catch these issues early. Weather stripping and caulking are inexpensive fixes that take an afternoon but can noticeably improve comfort and lower your energy bill. If you live somewhere with real winters, this becomes even more important, which brings us to one of the most damaging and expensive home maintenance failures out there: frozen pipes. Preventing frozen pipes during a cold winter is one of those things that feels like overkill until the one time you skip it and end up with a burst pipe flooding your basement. When water freezes inside a pipe, it expands, and that expansion can crack even sturdy metal or plastic piping, leading to major water damage that often costs thousands of dollars to repair. The good news is that prevention is simple and cheap compared to the alternative. Before the cold season hits, disconnect and drain outdoor hoses, insulate exposed pipes in unheated areas like basements, crawl spaces, attics, and garages, and know where your main water shutoff valve is located just in case. During extremely cold stretches, letting faucets drip slightly keeps water moving, so it is less likely to freeze, and keeping cabinet doors open under sinks lets warm household air reach the pipes underneath. Doing a monthly walkthrough of these vulnerable areas during the cold months, checking for drafts in your pipes and making sure insulation is still intact, can be the difference between a cozy winter and a very expensive emergency. Speaking of expensive emergencies, let's talk about some of the most common home maintenance mistakes that end up costing homeowners real money. One of the biggest is ignoring small leaks. A slow drip under a sink or a barely noticeable water stain on the ceiling might not seem urgent, but water damage compounds quickly, leading to mold, rotted wood, and structural issues that are far more expensive to fix than the original leak would have been. Another common mistake is neglecting gutter cleaning. Clogged gutters cause water to back up and pour over the sides, which can damage your roof, siding, and even your foundation over time. A third mistake is skipping regular HVAC servicing, which leads to systems working harder than they need to and failing years before they should. Overlooking caulking around windows, tubs, and exterior joints is another sneaky one, since these small gaps let water and pests in over time. And finally, many homeowners forget to test smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors regularly, which is a safety issue as much as a maintenance one. The theme running through nearly every costly mistake is the same. Small problems left unaddressed always grow into bigger, pricier ones. Monthly maintenance is really just a system for catching these issues while they're still cheap and easy to fix. Now let's move outside and talk about your roof, because hidden signs that your roof needs repair are exactly that: hidden. Most homeowners do not think about their roof until there is an obvious leak dripping onto the living room floor, but by that point, the damage has usually been building for a while. Once a month, take a few minutes to look at your roof from the ground, ideally with binoculars, and check for missing, cracked, or curling shingles. Inside your attic, Look for any signs of daylight coming through the roof boards, water stains, or a musty smell, all of which can indicate a leak you cannot see from outside. Granules from asphalt shingles collecting in your gutters are another warning sign, since they indicate the shingles are breaking down and losing their protective coating. Sagging areas on the roofline, moss or algae growth in shaded spots, and damaged flashing around chimneys or vents are all signs that repairs may be needed sooner rather than later. Catching these hidden signs early can mean a simple patch job instead of a full roof replacement, which can easily run into the tens of thousands of dollars. While you're checking things outside, basements deserve their own monthly attention, especially when it comes to moisture problems. Basement moisture is one of those issues that quietly damages a home from the inside out, leading to mold growth, musty odors, weakened structural wood, and reduced air quality throughout the whole house. Common causes include poor grading around the foundation that lets water pool near the house instead of draining away, clogged or damaged gutters that dump water right next to the foundation, cracks in basement walls or floors, and high humidity levels that are not being managed. A monthly check should include a quick walk around the exterior of your home to confirm the ground slopes away from the foundation. A look at your gutters and downspouts to make sure they are directing water at least several feet away from the house, and a visual inspection of basement walls and corners for any signs of dampness, discoloration, or musty smell. If humidity is a persistent issue, a dehumidifier can make a significant difference, and it is worth checking that one monthly to keep it working efficiently. Fixing basement moisture problems early prevents them from turning into expensive structural repairs, or worse, health issues related to mold exposure. Let's shift to something that affects nearly every homeowner's monthly bill: your water heater. Many people do not realize just how much their water heater can be raising their energy costs, especially as it ages, or if it is not properly maintained. Sediment builds up at the bottom of a tank-style water heater over time, forcing the unit to work harder to heat water, appliance's lifespan. Draining a small amount of water from the tank every few months helps clear out this sediment and keeps the unit running efficiently. Checking the temperature setting is another easy win, since many water heaters are set higher than necessary, wasting energy for no real benefit. Setting it to around 120 degrees Fahrenheit is typically enough for comfortable hot water, while reducing both energy use and the risk of scalding. Insulating older water heater tanks in the first few feet of hot water pipes is another simple upgrade that reduces heat loss and lowers your bill. A water heater that is well cared for can last well beyond its expected lifespan, saving you the cost of an early replacement. Now, let's talk about how to make your home more energy efficient overall, because this ties every single one of these maintenance habits together. Energy efficiency is not about one big renovation. It is about a collection of small, consistent habits and upgrades that compound over time. Sealing air leaks around windows and doors, as we mentioned earlier, is one of the highest impact, lowest cost improvements available. Adding or upgrading attic insulation is another major factor, since a huge amount of heat is lost or gained through the roof if insulation is thin or unevenly distributed. Switching to LED lighting throughout the house reduces electricity use significantly compared to older incandescent or even older fluorescent bulbs. Programmable or smart thermostats allow you to automatically adjust temperatures when you are asleep or away, cutting energy use without sacrificing comfort when you actually need it. And regularly maintaining your HVAC system, from filters to ductwork, ensures that the energy you are paying for is actually being used efficiently rather than wasted through leaks or inefficient equipment. On that note, smart home upgrades have become one of the most talked about ways to actually save money, and for good reason, when they are chosen thoughtfully. Smart thermostats are probably the most proven upgrade. Learning your habits and adjusting temperatures automatically to reduce wasted energy. Smart plugs and power strips can cut down on phantom energy use from electronics and appliances that draw power even when turned off. Leak detection sensors, placed near water heaters, washing machines, and undersinks, can alert you to a small leak before it becomes major water damage, which ties directly back into preventing those expensive plumbing mistakes we talked about earlier. Smart lighting systems that turn off automatically when rooms are empty prevent the classic problem of lights being left on in unused rooms. The key with smart home upgrades is choosing ones that address a real habit or inefficiency in your specific home, rather than adding technology just for the sake of it. Plumbing is another area where a little bit of knowledge goes a long way, and there are several common plumbing problems that most homeowners can actually fix themselves without calling in a professional. A running toilet is usually caused by a worn flapper valve, which is an inexpensive part that most people can replace in under 15 minutes. Slow-draining sinks are often caused by a buildup of hair, soap scum, or grease, which can usually be cleared with a simple drain snake or a mixture of baking soda and vinegar, rather than harsh chemical drain cleaners that can damage older pipes over time. A dripping faucet is typically caused by a worn washer or O-ring inside the faucet handle, and replacing it is a straightforward fix with the right size replacement part. Low water pressure in a specific faucet or shower head is often just mineral buildup clogging the aerator or shower head, which can be cleared by soaking the part in vinegar. Learning to handle these small plumbing issues yourself not only saves on service call fees, but also builds the kind of hands-on familiarity with your home that helps you catch bigger problems early. Of course, all of this maintenance work means nothing if it is not paired with basic home safety habits that protect your family day to day. Testing smoke detectors and carbon monoxide detectors monthly takes less than a minute per unit and is one of the most important safety habits any homeowner can maintain, since these devices only work if their batteries are functioning. Checking that fire extinguishers are charged and easily accessible, especially in the kitchen and garage, is another quick monthly task. Inspecting electrical cords and outlets for fraying, damage, or overloaded power strips helps prevent electrical fires before they start. Keeping walkways, stairs, and exits clear of clutter reduces fall risks, particularly for young children or elderly family members. And having a basic emergency plan that everyone in the household understands, including where the main water shutoff and electrical breaker panel are located, means that if something does go wrong, you are prepared to respond quickly rather than scrambling in a moment of stress. When you put all of this together, monthly home maintenance really comes down to a simple mindset shift. Small, consistent effort beats big, occasional scrambling every single time. Checking your furnace filter, watching for drafts, protecting pipes before cold weather hits, glancing at your roof and gutters, monitoring your basement for moisture, maintaining your water heater, tightening up energy efficiency, and testing your safety devices are all tasks that take minutes individually but protect your home from thousands of dollars in damage over the years. The homeowners who avoid the big, painful repairs are rarely the ones who got lucky. They are the ones who built these small habits into their monthly routine and stayed consistent with them season after season, year after year. Your home is one of the biggest investments you will ever make, and treating it with this kind of steady, proactive care is what allows it to last not just for years, but for generations.